Hello, and welcome back to my Heaven Sea playthrough. We're now at the 18th episode? Yes. Well, in the last one, it was a very eventful day. Basically, what happened? Assassin came by and offered an invitation to the Mato household for Shiro to speak with Zoken, and he basically explained that Sakura he implanted the fragments of a Holy Grail from the last Holy Grail War into Sakura. And that's why she needs so much energy, and also with worms. And the shadow that is roaming around is basically Sakura's shadow, collecting magical energy to fill up the Holy Grail to fulfill its purpose of granting a wish. And and some other stuff they spoke about how, well, Sakura has no hope, and that Shiro should ultimately take care of the problem by taking care of Sakura. And Shiro tried to do that and then stopped in the last second, at the last moment, where I needed to decide, should he do it or not? And of course chose to support Sakura, therefore sacrificing Shiro's ideals of being a hero of justice and making or leaving the innocent people that are not involved in the Holy Grail War, well, involved in it, because they are going to be eaten by the shadow. So that's basically the gist of it, I believe. At the end, something happened. Anyway, but I don't really remember. But we are going to load up with a new day, and we're gonna look at the title again. And it is Servant Eater. Okay. I wake up at an unusual time. It isn't 6 o'clock yet. The dim sky is on the cusp of dawn, and covered in a grey blanket of clouds today. My left arm doesn't hurt. There's nobody in the living room. I should make breakfast before Tosaka wakes up. I think he should have checked on Sakura, right? The news is on TV. It's become our habit to check the TV every morning.
特に目立った事件はないわね。昨夜は出てこなかったんでしょう。
Nothing particularly conspicuous happened. Must have not come out last night. She means the Black Shadow. I guess even that thing needs a day off. I answered gimmily to hide my relief.
そうね。100人単位の被害なんて2日続けて起きたらたまらないもの。
Yeah, I probably can't keep causing hundreds of victims for more than a couple of days in a row. It's past 7 o'clock. Tosaka and I are the only ones in the living room. Sakura and Ilya are both still asleep. I wanted to go wake up Ilya, but Tosaka said to let her rest.
から、シロも今夜に備えて休んでおいて。
You should rest to be ready for tonight. Tosaka suddenly says that. Why?
だから、例の切り札の作成。なんとか今日中に骨組みができるから、今夜投影を実行するわ。
Because you're going to make our secret weapon. We spent the entire day making the frame and the projector tonight. And then projector tonight.
で、成功次第、造剣と決着をつける。これ以上犠牲者は増やせない。あの影が何であれ、造剣を倒せば聖杯戦争は終わる。得体の知れないあの影も、そうなったら消えるでしょう。
It's going to decide whether we win against Zoken. I'm not going to let any more innocent people get hurt. I have no idea what the shadow is, but the Holy Grey War will end once we take care of Zoken. That should cause the shadow to disappear too. You think the shadow will disappear once the Holy Grey War is over?
消えるわ。あいつの正体が何であれ、あれが聖杯目的で現れているのは間違いない。
Yeah, whatever is behind that thing, it's clearly after the Holy Grail.
聖杯を欲しがっているのか、それとも聖杯に呼ばれているのかはわからない。けど、どっちにしたって原因は聖杯なんだから、聖杯さえなくなれば影は消えるのよ。
I don't know whether it wants the Holy Grail or if the Holy Grail summoned it. But if it was caused by the Holy Grail regardless, then it should disappear if the Grail is gone.
聖杯戦争が期限切れになるか、マスターが最後の一人になるか、それとも聖杯の器になるものが死んでしまえば、あの影は消え去るわ。
It'll disappear once time runs out on the war. Once there's only one master left, or once a person meant to become the Holy Grail dies. Tosaka, you... she knows all, she's known all along who the shadow is, hasn't she?
今のはただの推測よ。
I'm just speculating right now.
造剣を倒してもあの影は消えないかもしれない。
Maybe it won't disappear even if we defeat Zoken.
聖杯戦争が終わってもあの影は消えないかもしれない。
Maybe it won't disappear even if the Holy Grail War ends.
だから今は一番確実な方法を取る。手に入るかどうかもわからない聖杯なんかには頼れない。私たちは私たちだけの力で造剣とあの影を倒さないといけない。
But I'm going to take the surest method I know. We can't depend on the Holy Grail that we are not even sure we'll obtain. We have to do everything within our power to defeat Zoken and the Shadow. With that, Tosaka stands up. She takes a water pitcher and pajamas that I prepared for Sakura. Hey, what are you trying to do with those?
さくらの様子は私が見るわ。部屋も隣だし、あの子の看病は私の方が適任でしょ。
I'm going to keep an eye on Sakura. Her room's next to mine, so I'm the best person to look after her. Oh, I should be the one to...
バカ言わないで。白一睡もしてないでしょ。そんな体でいられちゃ私たちが困るってわからない？
Don't be stupid, Shiro. You haven't been sleeping at all. It's going to be a problem for us all if you stay in that condition. What does she mean? I haven't slept. You're the one who sounds stupid. I got a full night's sleep yesterday.
はっきれた。自覚がないほど参ってたわけ？
Wow, I can't believe you still aren't aware of it.
まったく。嘘だと思うなら鏡を見てきなさい。顔面蒼白で目にクマ作ってたら看病される桜だって気を使うわ。
If you think I'm lying, go take a look in the mirror. You're definitely pale and got rings under your eyes like a raccoon. I'm doing you a favor by taking care of Sakura. What? Wait, really?
嘘言ってどうするってのよ。もういいからシロは部屋で休みなさい。夕方になったら呼びに行くから。
I would have lied to you about that. Just go rest in your room, man. I come and get you once the sun goes down.
眠れないなら手を貸してあげてもいいわよ。ライダーの真似事でいいなら丸一日前後不覚にしてあげられるけど。
Ah, if you can't sleep, I can give you a hand. If you're okay with me copying what Ryder did, I'll do you a favor that you'll regret the next day. She must be talking about Ryder's mystic eyes. But as far as I know, Tosaka doesn't have mystic eyes of her own. So she's saying, you mean you'll experiment on me?
正解。今まで興味はなかったけど、魔眼も悪くないかなって。さすがにあんな離れ技は無理だけど、眠りの暗示ぐらいなら即興でできそうだなって。
That's right. I wasn't really interested in them before, but mystic eyes don't seem so bad. I can't get on a level obviously, but I might be able to improvise and hypnotize you to sleep. Hey, I don't believe it for a second. You just wanna practice on me until you're satisfied.
いいじゃない別に。それでどうするのよ、シロ。
What's wrong with that? So, how about Shiro?
やるの？やらない
Yes
の？
or no? Hell no, I won't play along with your scary experiments. Plus, if I pass out in the middle of the day, I won't wake up until tomorrow.
ああ、そっか。うまくかかりすぎたら睡眠じゃなくて麻痺になるものね。シロ、単純だからかかりやすそうだし。
Oh, right. If it goes too well, I might paralyze you instead of just putting you to sleep. You haven't got much of a resistance after all. Osaka nods at her own logic. I want to argue, but I won't because she probably just asks, so, you wanna? Not that high strung anyway. I can sleep if I feel like it, so don't worry about me.
そうなら、さくらの看病は私に任せて、シロは部屋でおとなしくできる？
Okay. So you take a nap while I go watch Sakura? Tosaka does a 180 from her joking tone and fixes me with a serious gaze. I want to be at Sakura's side. I'd like to stay with her as much as I can, but there are things that need doing, and I shouldn't go see Sakura if I look so bad as Tosaka says I do. I can trust Tosaka to take good care of Sakura, so I'll accept her goodwill. Yeah, I'll be in my room for a little while. I bring lunch and dinner to her. But can I ask you to take care of her in the meantime?
ええ、さくらの看病は任せておいて。勝手に動き出そうものなら叱りつけて眠らせるから。
Sure, leave it to me. If she tries to move around at all, I'll scold her and make her go back to sleep.
で、そういうシロは本当に一人で眠れる？やっぱり一つ試してみる？
Can you really sleep on your own, Val? Are you sure you don't want me to try something? You just don't give up. I refuse to go along with your sketchy plan. Still, thanks, Tosaka. Sorry I made you worry.
別に気なんか使ってないけど、それじゃあ私は行くから、シロもちゃんと眠りなさいよね。
It's not like I'm worried or anything. I'm going over now. So make sure you sleep, Shiro. Honestly, sometimes I can't tell if she's perceptive or oblivious. If she's nice or cold. I've heard that naturally gifted people tend to leave others in the dust. And maybe that applies to her too. Sakura has it rough. If Tosaka was my big sister, I'd never feel at ease with myself. Bet we would have had a lot of fun every day though. Yeah. That's why I want them to return to being sisters as much as possible. Once this war ends, and the arrangement between the Tosaka and Mato goes away, Sakura and Tosaka can go back to being sisters. It won't be easy to overcome 11 years of separation, but I hope they can slowly close the distance and get along well enough to smile together without forcing themselves to. I'll do anything I can to help. I thought this for a while, but I think this is the greatest gift we can give Sakura. Oh, it goes for Tosaka too. think Sakura's the only one who can make her worry the way she does now. Oops. I catch myself imagining Tosaka's happy smiling face. Sorry, Sakura. This counts as cheating, doesn't it? Never mind that. I can't keep wasting time. Sokka's going to challenge Zoken tonight. That's not good. If Zoken goes down, the war will end. If the war ends, the Holy Grail will appear. To be more precise, it will open. Zoken said the Holy Grail is some kind of gate. I think that grants wishes isn't the Holy Grail itself, but whatever it contains. If that's true, then what will happen to Sakura? Who's the Holy Grail? According to Ilya, the closer the Holy Grail comes to completion, the more Sakura will cease to function as a human. In the end, there's only one way to save her. I have to protect Sakura until the Holy Grail War is over. I don't know how exactly the Grail will manifest. It might show up once only one master is left, or it might need the last masters to summon it. If it's the latter, it won't be a problem. We can just defeat Zoken and remove the threat to Sakura, and wait out the time limit on the war. Tosaka said that she challenged Zoken tonight, which means that he can be beaten. She wouldn't say that unless she had a strong chance of victory. That just leaves one question. The Black Shadow. It won't disappear just because Zoken is gone. It will keep showing up as long as the Holy Grail, Sakura, is around. Many people will die each time it appears. Waiting the war out would mean allowing the shadow to keep killing. I have to fight it. I beat that shadow myself. It's the only way. But can I beat it? If it's something that's built out of a Holy Grail, then the shadow itself probably has no concept of death. Even if I could erase it somehow, what would that mean? Erasing the person projecting it, Sakura? Or erasing whoever is providing power to the projector? That person projecting it. I hope nobody like that exists. I can't think of any other solution. The Holy Grail, Grail's contents. Zoken said that he planted broken pieces of the Holy Grail in Sakura after the war 10 years ago. I wonder if that stuff existed back then too. Oh, hold on. Zoken said that the crestworms were created from the fragments of the Grail. Could Tomine not notice? There's no way. He extracted the crestworms from Sakura. He only managed to take out a few of them, but he did surgery to treat Sakura's body. There's no way he wouldn't have known at that point. Even if only in name, he's the Holy Grail War's overseer and the master who survived the previous war. Then he definitely would have noticed what's wrong with Sakura. I run out of the front door. The sudden revelation takes hold of my body, and all I can think of is the priest's face. Why didn't I realize it sooner? I would have come to this conclusion if I had just thought about it. Of course he would know that's the shadow that Sakura is unconsciously projecting is. What the shadow is. And what exactly is inside of the Holy Grail. Interlude.
あれ、今出ていたの白のやつ。
Rin's perspective. We're getting some time between Sakura and Rin. Huh? Did Chiro just go outside? The noise from the front door makes Rin Tosaka look up in surprise. Peering through the window, she can indeed see someone running off in the street.
あのバカ、休んでろって言ったのにちっとも人の話を聞かないんだから。
Moron, he didn't listen to a word I said about resting. She stops mixing the drug and stands up in a hurry. It's important to have Sakuramato drink this, but the priority now is to stop Shiro.
バジ豆腐どころの話じゃないわよあいつ。自分がどれだけ弱ってるかまるで分かってないんだから。
This is even worse than talking to a wall. He has no idea how weak he is right now. She goes down the stairs. She needs to hurry out of the front door and chase after Shiro.
その前に。
Oh, but first, she should warn Sakura before she leaves, just in case. At first she was going to take the drug with her. She still hasn't given Sakura the water pitcher and pajamas, nor taken her temperature. Shiro's recklessness is irritating, but she won't be in any position to scold Shiro if she neglects Sakura.
まあ、気配からして眠ってるんだろうけど。
I can tell she's sleeping from here, though. It's only been about a minute. Shiro's bound to run out of breath and stop halfway down the hill. He can't run a kilometer in this condition.
何がやっかいかって、本人が気づいてないあたりが厄介なのよ、バカ。
He calls me dangerous? You're the biggest danger because of your cluelessness, dummy. Anyway, she needs to catch up with him right away. Right now, she's the most able person in the Emiya household. It's only responsible of her to spend her extra energy taking care of her exhausted friends.
Sakura, 入るわよ。
Sakura, I'm coming in. She goes into the room without waiting for an answer.
ちょっと外に出てくる。すぐ戻るからおとなしくしてなさい。着替えはここに置いておくから。
I'm stepping out for a bit. I'll be right back, so behave. I'll leave a change of clothes, see. She stops before she can finish her sentence.
やられた。やってくれたわね、Sakura.
Alright, you sure got me, Sakura. Rin punches the wall so hard she might break it. Sakura isn't in her bedroom. Someone else is lying in the bed.
見下げ果てた笑いだ。サーバントともあろうものがベッドで主人のふりをしてるなんてね。
How despicable, Ryder. A servant pretending to be a master in the bed?
私も不本意ですが、これも命令ですので。
I don't like it either, but it was an order.
ですがこれはあなたの不注意でしょう。私に責任を押し付けられては迷惑です。
This is due to your carelessness, so I'd appreciated you not taking it out on me.
言ってくれる。迷惑かけてるのはあの子の方じゃない。一方的に。
You've got some nerve saying that, and it's completely on her. She audibly grinds her teeth. Hostile glare, sides of rather serene attitude.
遠坂凛、次があるのならもっと出来のいい監視役を仕掛けなさい。翡翠の鳥程度の使いまでは桜は欺けない。技量でこそあなたに及びませんが、直感という才能はあなたと同格なのですから。
Rin Tosaka, if there's a next time, you should set a better lookout. Kingfisher familiar cannot fool Sakura. She may not be your equal in skill, but her instincts are just as sharp.
そう。ご忠告感謝するわ。けど、その様子じゃ忠告だけってわけじゃなさそうね。
Right. Thanks for warning. Oh, this sounds more than just a warning, given the situation.
もちろん。自分が帰ってくるまであなたを外に出すなと、桜から。
Of course. Sakura told me not to let you leave until she came back. She clicks her tongue in the dimness? There's nothing she can do now. Rin can't defeat it or escape from Ryder on her own. All she can do is stay as Sakura wants.
本当に頭きた。 一人じゃできないからあいつが助けようとしたのに、結局一人で解決しに行くなんてね。
I'm so annoyed. I was trying to help him because he can't do this on his own. But he's going to end up trying anyway.
抵抗しないのですか？潔いのは結構ですが、意外ですね。
Aren't going to resist or gracious if unexpected. Isn't going or will Ryder not go out to stop Shiro because she is well ordered to protect him too? With a command seal? I don't know.
外に出なけりゃいいんでしょ。どうせあなたにはかなわないし、さくらが帰ってくるまでおとなしくしてるわ。
I just need to leave her house, right? Not to leave her house, right? I can't beat you, so I'll wait here until Sakura comes home. Rin makes a show of sighing and leans against the wall. She doesn't feel like fighting right now. Her shoulders go slack, and she looks down.
けどライダー、言っておくけど、あの子はもう帰ってこない。いいえ、帰ってきたところで、私たちの知ってる麻藤さくらじゃなくなってるわ。
You know, Ryder, she's never coming back. Even if she does, she won't be the Sakura Mato we know anymore. Mage icy voice from prophesizes a terrible future. Interlude out. So another interlude. Is it Sakura now? Probably. I think so. The lungs are on fire. Her heart's been drumming a warning signal for some time from within the confines of her chest. Badum. Squeeze, badum. Cries out in protest as it vomits blood through her body like an old man groaning as he's on his last legs. Her throat is in pain. Each breath feels like a swallowing thorns. It's so terrifying she can't breathe. She's low on oxygen, but she suicidally stops herself from breathing. Without oxygen, her arms and legs can't move very well. She's made with as far on unsteady legs, but she could collapse at any time. The thought gives her a burst of strength. She can't let herself fall here. It would defeat the whole point of sneaking out. I'm going to settle my own unfinished business right here, right now. She can't stop, even if she and the old man who turned her into a master end up killing each other. She gets her breath under control. It's going to be alright. This won't be that hard. It might be for anyone else, but not for her. She just needs to look the old man in the face like she does when they're eating together. Shake her hand and say no. Then, when his schemes will come to an end. She doesn't consider what will happen to her after she denies the fiend's will. If she does, she won't be able to go through with it. So, she doesn't think too hard about it. Fortunately, her memories are becoming less clear by the second. The fear isn't so bad, since she won't even remember what's going to happen next. It's been several days since she was back in her house. She walks through the dark rooms, using the walls for support. She searches her scattered memory, but she can't remember a time And this house was ever bright. The house is the same as usual. It's wicked, corrupt, and sticky like it always is. But
そんなどうして
no. Why? This isn't what she expected. Her grandfather isn't here. She can't sense any of the bugs in the building. She looks through the empty rooms, trying to support her failing body. This is strange. This is strange. This is strange. The old man isn't in the Mato mansion. His laughing voice isn't in the basement.
嘘どうして
Doesn't make sense. Zoken Mato, grandfather, wants to take me back. I thought that he wouldn't make a move as long as I was in the Enmia house. So now is the best chance. If I'm alone, he should have shown up and tried to turn me into a holy grail. So, where is he? Her consciousness grows faint. That won't do. She needs to find Zoken Mato before she falls asleep, before Shiro Emiya acts. She needs to find him and end this. It would be all over if she met him, so why? Why isn't he here today of all days?
知っててはずなの
And no, but... Of course he's aware. He's always watching me, no matter how far I am or where I hide. He always finds me. He could easily capture me right now and make me do what he wants. He won't care whether I want to or not. He always treated me as nothing but a tool.
なのにどうして
But why? There's no way he's unaware. It doesn't matter that the priest reduced the number of worms in my body. They were just insurance. That old man has other ways of tracking me, of knowing my physical condition. He's even listening to my heartbeat. He knows that I left Ryder and came here alone. After all, he's always...
Sakura.
A voice comes from behind her. It's...
兄さん
The instant she turns to face her brother's voice. Interlude out. So now we are at the church, yes. I arrived at the church after running without stopping even once. I started feeling short of breath on the way down the hill, but it passed by the time I've got to the intersection. Physically, I feel surprisingly good. I ran nearly 5 kilometers from home to the church at a full sprint, even if it was the shortest route. Right, this is no time to be impressed with myself. I go into the church. If Kotomina has known all about this all along, and I make him spit it all out, with force if I have to. The priest is in the chapel. He looks as if he's been waiting for me.
おやどうしたエミヤシロ身体極まって神に祈るなどと主要な男ではなかったはずだが終始替えかな
What's the matter, Shiro Emiya? I didn't think you'd be the type to turn to God when trapped in a corner. Have you come to convert? He greets me flippantly. Cut the crap. I don't have time to deal with it right now. If you want a conversation, go have it by yourself.
ほう。なるほど。確かに余裕はなさそうだな。その体でよくここまで来れたものだよ。どうかな。長話なら奥に移らないか。お前とて立ち話はつらかろう。
Oh, I see. There's indeed little time to waste. You did well to make it all the way here with that body. If will be a long discussion, join me in the back. It must be difficult to talk while standing. I'm fine right here. Answer me, Kotomine. Did you know Sakura was the Holy Grail?
当然だ。あの娘の体を開いてみたのだからな。あれが魔頭造剣によって調整された黒い聖杯だということは分かっていた。
Of course, I saw what was inside of her when I opened her up. It was apparent that she was a dark holy grail fashioned by Zoken Mato. He answers bluntly. It's like his face is saying, so what? Do you know what that means? My blood boils. I told myself that I need to stay calm, but Kotomine's words light my temper white hot.
そうだな。それがどういうことなのか。私は今のお前以上に分かっていた。
Yes, probably more than you.
魔頭桜をあのまま生かせば、多くの人間を殺すことになる。だからこそ私は忠告したのだ。あれを生かす価値があるのか、とな。
If Sakura Mato lived, she would go on to kill many people. This is why I warned you, and asked you whether she was worth allowing to live. I pause. It's true. He did give me a warning back then. He saved Sakura and told me it was a mistake to let her live. Fine. And why did you save Sakura? I just wanted to protect her. But you have no reason to do that, do you?
理由はある。私もお前と同様、魔頭桜を死なせたくなかった。彼女が内包した新しい命を死なせることはできなかった。
I do have a reason. Like you, I did not want Sakura Mato to die. Could not allow the life gazing within her to die.
人間は死ぬものだ。魔頭桜が死ぬというのならそれも道理だろう。死にゆく者が彼女だけならば、私もあそこまで手は尽くさなかった。
All humans die, and that applies to Sakura Mato as well. If her life has been the only one in danger, I never would have gone to such lengths. What do you mean? If it was only her? So is this guy saying that he saved Sakura? To let the shadow live?
その通りだ、エミヤシロ。傷を負い、生き絶えるのならばそれは摂理だ。だが、誕生しうる者、生まれようとする者を殺すことはできない。
Exactly, Shiro Emiya. Creatures can die when they are wounded. That is natural law, but I cannot kill something that might be born. That is trying to be born.
お前は魔頭桜を救うために彼女を保護した。
You protected Sakura Mato to save her.
私は魔頭桜がはらんだ闇を救うため、彼女を救った。
I saved her to save the darkness she was pregnant with.
それが私の理由だ。お互い目的は違えど、魔頭桜には生きていてもらわねばならなかった。その結論に何か不満があるとでも。
That is my reason. Our objective may have been different, but we both wanted Sakura Mato to live. Does that answer satisfy you? I'm not unsatisfied. Whatever Kotomine was thinking, we needed to sell back then. On top of it, he used up his entire magic crest to save Sakura. You should be grateful for the outcome. I'm not interested in what you are thinking. But tell me this, Kotomina. You know what that thing is, don't you?
街を脅かす影のことか。
The shadow threatening the town, you mean?
まあ、私なりの考えはあるが、お前はどうだ?
I have a few ideas. What about you?
あれは一体何だと思う?
Do you think its identity is? Zoken said that it's the contents of a holy grail, that whatever is inside of the grail is coming out through Sakura.
ゾウケンに直接聞いたのか。なるほど。あの老人の考えそうなことだ。
You asked him directly, Directly. When I see, does sound like something he would think.
それで、お前は奴の言葉を全て信用しているのかね。あの影が的を桜から漏れた聖杯の中身であり、彼女が生きている限り殺戮を繰り返すものだと。
But can you completely trust what he says? That the shadow is leaking out from the Holy Grail through Sakura, and that it will continue to slaughter as long as she lives? Like hell, I trust him. But what he is saying lines up. I can't deny that there is a connection between Sakura and the shadow.
そうだな。ゾウケンの説明に嘘はなかろう。だが、真実も語ってはいない。
Yes, Zauken's explanation was not false, but he also has not told you the entire truth.
よいか。聖杯に満ちる力とは無色のもの。
The power which fills the Holy Grail is colorless, you see?
無色である以上、自分から人を襲うなどということはない。目的のない力は、目的のないまま無産するものだろう。
Because it lacks any color or will, it would never do anything, such as attacking people on its own. Power without direction simply disperses without anything to focus it. Oh, and that's true, now that he mentions it. So why is the thing leaking out of Sakura attacking people indiscriminately? What do you mean? Why is it attacking people then?
言うまでもない。聖杯の中には人間を殺す者がいる。そうでなければ説明はつかんだろう。
It's quite obvious. There's something which kills people within the Holy Grail. It's the only possible explanation. What? Something which kills people? It is in the Holy Grail and eating away at Sakura? My vision jars for a moment. I deny that anything so absurd could possibly exist. But wait. Didn't I see something exactly like that with my own eyes 10 years ago? Crazy. If a Grail's power is colorless, then it would never try to kill people.
なあ、それは本来あってはならぬもの。作られるはずのない矛盾だ。
Yes, it would have been inconceivable. A contradiction that it was never designed to do.
だが、確かにあれは聖杯の中に潜んでいる。
Regardless, it lurks within the Holy Grail.
10年前、私とキリツグが残り、聖杯をかけて戦ったことは教えていたな。
I told you that 10 years ago, Ritsuko and I survived and fought over the Holy Grail.
その時点で聖杯の中身は何かに汚染されていた。無色のはずの力は、あらゆる解釈を持って人間を殺す方向性を持った渦になっていたのだ。
At the time, the Holy Grail's contents had been contaminated by something. Its power, which should have been colorless, had for whatever reason transformed to a vortex bent on killing humans.
まあ、それでも願いを可能とするほどの魔力の渦だ。
Still, its magnitude was indeed enough to grant any wish.
願望機としての機能は損なわれていない。
It has not lost its function as a wish granter.
問題があるとすれば、それは悪をもって善を浮き彫りにするという幸福のあり方だろう。
The only problem was its fortunate existence. As something which used evil to highlight good.
10年前の火災はそれゆえの惨劇だ。
It caused the tragic fire 10 years ago.
私はそれでも変わらぬと聖杯を認め、キリツグはそのような悪は認めぬと聖杯を破壊した。
I was willing to accept it despite that. Kiritsuku refused to acknowledge such evil and destroyed it.
その結果は言うまでもない。私のサーバントは汚染された聖杯の中身を浴び、聖杯から漏れた泥は町を燃やし、人を殺めた。
The result was obvious. My servant was bathed in the tainted contents of a Holy Grail, and the mud that spilled out of the Holy Grail set fire to the town, killing many people.
その光景をお前ならば知っているはずだ。
I believe you have first-hand experience with that side. Yeah, I watched it happen. I saw the root of all this destruction with my own eyes. When that black hole was...
そう、聖杯という穴だ。
The opening, the gate, which we call the Holy Grail.
皮肉な話だ。汚れなき最高純度の魂をくべる杯。
How ironic. It is a shallot meant to collect the purest and greatest of souls.
そこに一粒の毒が混ざった程度で、汚れなき者は全て変色した。何しろ無色だからな。どれほど深淵で広大だろうと、たった一人の色のついた異分子にはかなわなかったというわけだ。
All it took was a single drop of poison to taint that pure vessel. It was colorless, as you know. No matter how vast and unfathomable it was unable to tolerate a single foreign element. A foreign element? Is that what changed the Holy Grail?
おそらくな。三度目の儀式の折、アインツベルンは呼んではならぬものを召喚した。その結果、彼らが用意した聖杯戦争という儀式に不純物が混入した。
Most likely, during the third ritual, the Einsburn summoned something forbidden. In doing so, they introduced an impurity into their Holy Grail.
3度目から4度目の間、50年の歳月をかけて聖杯の中で出産を待ったそれは、しかし外界に出ることは叶わなかった。
For the 50 years between the third and fourth wars, that impurity awaited its birth in the Holy Grail, but it was never allowed to emerge.
4度目の聖杯は狭すぎたのだ。
The fourth war was too abrupt.
前回はセーバーとアーチャーが残ったまま期限を迎え、聖杯は完成しなかった。門こそ開いたものの、それは即座にキリツグによって破壊された。
It was still incomplete. Time ran out while Saber and Archer were still intact. Then, Kiritsuku destroyed the gate as soon as it opened. An impurity? Is that who the Shadow is?
そいつというのは間違っているな。
You wouldn't be wrong to consider it a person.
黒く染まろうと、聖杯の中身は純粋な力の渦に過ぎない。中にあるものは方向性を持った魔力だ。
The contents of a Holy Grail are still pure power. Even if it's tainted, it is magic energy with an orientation.
人を殺すという方向性を持った、それだけに特化した呪いの渦。 人間の悪性のみを具現した混ざり気のない魔。
It's a great vortex of curses, utterly specialized in killing humans. An evil manifestation of human malice, which has no desire to mix with anything else.
それが聖杯の中にいるもの。夜に徘徊する影の本体だ。まだ生まれておらず、麻藤さくらがいなければ影さえ落とせない出産予定時に過ぎないが。
That is the identity of a phenomenon within the Holy Grail. A shadow which roams at night is an unborn fetus which would not even cast a shadow if not for Sakura Mato. An unborn fetus? You've got to be kidding me. Sakura has to give birth to a strange thing like that?
いや、麻藤さくらが正しく作られた聖杯ならば、確かに彼女の肉体からそれは現れるだろう。
No, no. If Sakura Mato had been properly constructed, a properly constructed Holy Grail, her body would give birth to it.
だが彼女は特別だ。
But she is special.
あれは門である麻藤さくらを侵食し、門そのものになろうとしている。
That thing is eating away at her, the gate, and becoming the gate itself.
斧が誕生。無から有に至るため、彼女に自身の力を受け渡すことで、この世に生まれようとしているのだ。
In passing its own power to Sakura, it is trying to exist in this world. It is attempting to make its own birth happen, to become something from nothing.
もとより肉体を持たない力だ。人間として肉を持つ必要はない。誰かがその力を継承するだけで、それはこの世に存在することになる。
To begin with, it is power without a physical body. It does not require a human body. Someone simply needs to inherit its power in order for it to exist in this world.
聖杯の中身が漏れているのではない。
The Holy Grail's contents are not leaking out now.
あれは麻藤さくらに浸透することで誕生しようとしている魔だ。
It is a devil attempting to reach his own birth by infiltrating Sakura Mato.
ゆえに、あの黒い影は聖杯の中身などではない。
That is why the shadow is not the contents of the Holy Grail.
あれはすでに麻藤さくらそのものだ。
It is already Sakura Mato herself.
マスターへの侵食。麻藤さくらに力の継承が済んでしまえば、彼女自身があの影に変貌する。
Once it consumes its host, once Sakura Mato inherits its power, she will transform into the shadow. Wait. Hold on for a second, Kotomine. I can't keep track of everything you're saying.
もとより不完全な聖杯。
The Holy Grail was always incomplete.
いや、前回の戦いで汚染された聖杯を使用した時点で、彼女はとうに契約していたのだ。
No. The moment someone used the corrupted Holy Grail in the previous war, her contract was signed.
アインツベルンが作った聖杯ならば、このようなことにはならなかっただろう。聖杯の中身は呪いに満ちていただろうが、それと適応するだけのよりしろではないのだからな。
This likely would not have happened with the Einsburn's Holy Grail. The Grail's contents are cursed, but their hosts would not have adapted to it. Shut up. You're talking way too much. Just say it simply. For example, you could say that the shadow isn't Sakura's some consciousness. That's what Zoken said. But you're implying that the shadow is attacking people because that's always been its power. Sakura can't have wanted this to happen.
聖杯の中で渦巻く呪い。これに適応する聖杯でなければ、あのように呪いが形を得ることなどなかっただろう。
A vortex of curses resides in the Holy Grail. It would never have gained a form without a suitable vessel to contain them.
聖杯の中にいる者は自身を確かな形に形取れるよりしろとつながってしまった。
That thing within the Holy Grail's content, within the Holy Grail connected to their host, that could give it a definite form.
通常の聖杯、アインツベルン製の黄金や魔術師の肉体を使った聖堂の聖杯ならば形にはならず不確かな形になっていただろう。何しろ質量を持つほどの呪いだ。場合によってはただ増殖するだけの肉の塊になるやもしれん。
With a normal Holy Grail, such as one made of Einsburns, gold, or a bronze chalice using a mage's body, it would have remained amorphous and indefinite. It is a bundle of curses potent enough to have an actual mass. Under some circumstances, it might have multiplied into a greater lump of flesh. Like in Unlimited Blade Works? Probably. That has nothing to do with me. Get to the point. Tell me the conclusion. I thought that it would save her if I defeated the Shadow. But I just need to beat it before Sakura turned into the Holy Grail. But if Sakura herself is the Shadow?
呪いは的を桜というよりしろを得た。
The curse gained Sakura Mato as its host.
何しろ前回の戦いでこの世に漏れた触覚を体に埋め込まれ魔術回路として育てられた人間だ。的桜が聖杯として門を開けば開くほど中にいるものと一体化していくだろう。
In the last war, its sense of touch, which leaked into her world, was embedded into her body, and she was raised to have it serve as her magic circuits. The more Sakura Mato opens the gate as a Holy Grail, the more she will merge with the thing within her.
だが安心しろ。
So, be at ease.
的桜に理性がある限り影は影に過ぎない。
As long as her mind is intact, the shadow will remain a shadow.
いかに呪いが的桜を汚染しようと命令権は彼女にある。彼女が聖杯として門を閉じようとする限り中の者は的桜に宿るだけで完全には外に出られない。
No matter how tainted she is by the curse, she is in command. As long as she tries to keep the gate closed, it will continue to stay with her and cannot completely emerge.
マスターとサーバントの関係と同じだ。
It is like the relationship between master and servant.
マスターである的桜が許さない限り、サーバントである呪いはその力を行使できない。どれほど圧倒的な力を持とうと、この主従関係だけは覆せない。
Servant cannot use its power as long as its master does not allow it. No matter how overwhelmingly powerful it may be, it cannot defy their bond of servitude.
呪いがその方向性を遺憾なく発揮するには、的桜の理性が邪魔だ。
Sakura Mato's rational mind prevents the curse from fully indulging in its murderous nature.
的桜が呪いを自らの一部として受け入れるか、それとも呪いの魔力量に耐えきれず理性が崩壊するか、そのいずれかをもって的桜がはらんだ闇は誕生する。
Will she accept the curse as part of herself? Or will her mind break under the enormity of its magical energy? Regardless, the darkness within her will be born.
彼女はすでにあの影そのものだ。もはや聖杯戦争が終わったところで彼女を元に戻すことはできん。
She is already the shadow itself. Now that the Holy Grail War is in its final days, she will be unable to return to her former self. He's saying that if I kill the shadow and check its dead body, I will find Sakura lying there, thought my heart just stopped. I clutched at my chest hard enough to tear the skin and force myself to start breathing again. When if we let Sakura live,
あの黒い影を羽化させるということだ。いずれ彼女の精神は死に、その時こそ地獄が具現する。
that dark shadow will grow, and eventually her mind will die. At that moment, hell will manifest on this earth.
いや、あのままでは肉体が耐えられぬと思ったが、よくやったな、エミヤシロ。お前のおかげで、マトウサクラは未だ聖杯として機能している。
I doubted she would be able to hold out in that state. So, I must commend you for a job well done, Shiro Emiya. Thanks to you, she is still functioning as a Holy Grail. You want to turn Sakura into a monster?
無論だ。あれが何であれ誕生する意志がある限り、生まれ出ようとするものを止めることはできない。
Of course I do. No matter what it is, I cannot stop it as long as it wishes to be born.
そして間違えるな、エミヤシロ。
Do not mistake my words, Shiro Emiya.
お前はあれを化け物というのか。まだこの世に現れてもいないものを化け物と。
You would call it a monster when it has yet to even appear in this world? Obviously, that shadow is a demon. It's a demon that goes around killing people left and right.
早計だな。善悪など、所詮発生した後に我々が決めることに過ぎ。まだありもしないものを否定することは誰にもできない。
Your judgment is premature. We only decide whether something is good or evil after it's born. No one can deny a life before it even exists.
それとも何か？お前は犯罪者の息子は間違いなく犯罪者になるとでも言うのか？それゆえに生まれる前に殺してしまえと。
Are you saying that you would condemn the child of a criminal and accuse it to the same crimes? What you executed before it's even born? What is he talking about? He himself said that it's something which kills humans. It's already killing people right now.
それが間違いだ。あの影はマトウサクラというよりしろから作った影に過ぎ。聖杯より生まれ出ようとする者はあれとは違う何かだ。
You're mistaken. The shadow you speak of is a shade modeled after its host, Sakura Mato. It is a separate entity from the thing which wishes to be born from the Holy Grail.
あの影はマトウサクラを使い、誕生のために人々の命を吸っているに過ぎ。ただ生きることを欲する血のみごと同じだ。
The shadow is merely using Sakura Mato to obtain human life of its own, for its own birth. It's no different from a suckling babe, which wishes only to live.
無意識である以上、あれの行いに善悪は問えん。
It is mindless, and so we cannot judge it as good or evil. It's bullshit. People are actually dead, you know.
そうだな。故に罪も罰も与えられるべきだろう。だがそれが誕生してからの話だ。
Yes, they
まだ
are.
誰にもあれを否定することはできん。
Yes, they are. Those sins must be brought to account, but only after it is born. No one can deny it at this moment.
帰らざる者。未だ世に在価を問われぬ者を排斥することはできない。
I cannot reject something which has yet to hatch and stand trial in this world.
良いか。明確な悪の定義など人の世には存在しない。
You must understand, there's no clear definition of evil in the world.
だが、それでもこの世に悪があるとするのなら。
Still, if we must apply the label, then would it not be unquestionably evil?
生まれようとする者を止めることこそが絶対の悪ではないか。
To snuff out alive before it's even born? My words catch in my throat. I don't accept Kotomine's argument to turn Sakura into the contents of a Holy Grail, or rather, that he refuses to stop it from happening. But attacking him by what he just said won't change anything, and it won't help Sakura. Kotomine, is your goal to turn Sakura into the Holy Grail? I ask him with menace in my voice. It's already too late to declare war, but I want to know exactly where we each stand.
そのために麻藤さくらを助けたと言った。それが生まれるというのであれば、私はそれを祝福するだけだ。
I said it's why I saved her. If it's going to be born, then I will bless it.
お前が麻藤さくらを擁護するように、私はその胎児を擁護しよう。
Just as you offered Sakura Mato your aid, I will help the unborn child. Fine. And that makes you our enemy.
無論だ。だが私は麻藤さくらの命が欲しいわけではないし、麻藤増減のように聖杯の力が欲しいわけでもない。
Of course. However, I do not want to take her life, nor do I desire the Holy Grail's power, as Zouken Mato does.
聖杯の中にあるもの、それが命として誕生した時のみ、それを擁護する。出産の前に母体がこう拒むのであらば、そちらの意志を尊重しよう。
I protect that which is in the Holy Grail, so that it may be born. If its mother rejects her child before it's born, then I will respect her wishes. Kotomine isn't lying. He really doesn't care about winning the Holy Grail War. All he is interested in is the outcome. He wants to know whether we or Zouken will survive, and see what appears afterward. He doesn't intend to force Sakura's transformation. He said that he would help Sakura when we couldn't do anything to stop her from transforming. Alright, if you are set on watching from the sidelines, then I won't go after you. You did save Sakura, whatever your reason. That's all I need to know right now.
そうか。私が助けたのは母体だが、そう取るのなら口出しはせん。
I see. I only saw it as saving the mother, but you may interpret it as you wish.
さて、お前の要件はこれだけかな。ならば、麻藤さくらの元に帰るがいい。あまり一人にしていい状況ではないだろう。
Now, that should conclude our business here. Return to Sakura Mato. You should not be left alone in her condition. The priest says it out of concern for Sakura's her mental health. We're clearly supposed to be enemies now, but it's as hard as ever to tell whose side he's really on. I have no more questions. One more question actually. It's probably the last thing I ever ask you.
最後ならば無限にはできんな。
Oh.
いいだろう。聞こう。
Oh, and I can hardly decline. Ask your question. Kotomine, can Sakura be saved? My question changes the atmosphere. The gravity that always seems to surround the priest doubles, and he gives me a word of advice.
手はある。だが、半々というところだ。
There is a way, though it is only a partial solution.
聖杯として完成すれば、麻藤さくらという人格は消え去るだろう。だが、聖杯が放つ力に彼女の精神が少しでも耐えられるのなら、そのわずかな時間が希望になる。
Once she is a complete Holy Grail, Sakura Mato's personality will likely disappear. If her mind can withstand the power of a Holy Grail at all, however, it may buy her a short amount of time.
おそらく、もって数秒。
I mean, seconds at most.
その合間に聖杯を制御し、その力を持って彼女の内部に救う者を排除する。
In that interval, one could take control of the Holy Grail and use its power to purge her body of the things infesting it.
要は力ずくだ。的を桜を聖杯に仕立て上げる刻印中も、彼女の肉体をより代にする者も、聖杯の力で殺してしまえばよい。
It is a brute force approach. One need merely use the power of the Holy Grail to kill the crystworms upon which her grail was built, and the thing inhabiting her body.
汚染されたとはいえ、聖杯は願望機としての機能を保っている。その用途が殺害に関することならば、それこそ殺せぬ命はない。
It may be tainted, but the Holy Grail still functions as a wish-granting device. There's surely nothing which could survive its power, if it were directed to its kill. So, this whole war all comes back to the Grail.
そう。聖杯を手に入れることに集約される。
Yes, this entire affair will be settled once one obtains the Holy Grail.
だが注意しろ。聖杯の力を聖杯そのものに向けるのだ。
But be warned, you would be directing the Holy Grail's power at the Holy Grail itself.
並大抵の魔術師では魔力を制御できず、しくじれば10年前の惨劇を繰り返すことになる。
Most mages would be unable to handle such power, and you would see the tragedy of 10 years past occur again.
それだけではない。わずか数秒で聖杯を制御するなど狂気の沙汰だ。お前一人ではどうあっても成し得ない奇跡だぞ。
That's not all. It would be a mind-shattering task to control the Holy Grail for even a few seconds. Such a feat would be a miracle for you alone. But I still have to try. We've still got a trick or two up our sleeves.
なるほど。お前にはリンがいたな。
I see. You do have Rin with you.
リンは的尾さくらの姉だ。妹の精神に同調し、聖杯からの反動を和らげることも容易だろう。
Rin is Sakura's Mato's older sister. It would be easy for her to synchronize her mind with Sakura's and lessen the feedback from the Holy Grail.
もっとも、そんな馬鹿げた賭けにあれが賛同するとは思えないが。
Oh, I doubt she would agree to such an absurd course of action. He's right, of course. My first priority when I get home is now to convince Tosaka. Fine, that's our problem to deal with. Lucia, I'd hate to admit it, but you really helped us out. I can't agree with you, but I'm grateful.
待て。質問に答えたのだ。私からも一つ聞きたいことがある。
Wait, I answered your question, so let me ask one as well. I stop on the way out. I'm not in the mood for this, but it's better than owing him any more favors. What now? I thought you agreed to this would be the last time. Make it short.
何？万が一今の方法で的尾さくらを救えたとしよう。
Well, let us assume that you managed to use this method to save Sakura Mato.
だが、お前はそれでいいのかな、エミヤシロ。的尾さくらが聖杯で亡くなったとしても、彼女がすでに人食いであることに変わりはない。その罪人をお前は擁護するというのか？
But is that something you can accept, Shiro Emiya? Even if she is no longer the Holy Grail, it does not change the fact that she has eaten other people. Can you defend such a sinner? I halt. This time, his words really do make my blood run cold.
耐えられぬのはお前だけではない。
You would not be the only one who could not tolerate it.
彼女は多くの人間を殺した。的尾さくら自身、そのような自分を容認できるとは思えんが。
Sakura Mato has killed many. I do not think she would forgive herself either.
罪を犯し、償えぬまま生き続けるのは辛かろう。ならば、人思いに殺してやった方が幸せなのではないか。
It is difficult to commit sins and live without atoning for them. It may be happier for all involved to resolutely kill her instead.
その方が楽であり、奪われた者たちへの謝罪にもなる。
It would certainly be easier and serve to compensate those who have loved ones taken from them. Yeah. That's where this chain of logic would lead. It doesn't matter how she alone feels about it. No matter what the circumstances were, the victims deserve to see some kind of punishment. If lives were taken, then those they were taken from can never be satisfied unless an equal price is paid. They would want to kill her. If we feel apologetic to all of those who were lost, then society would dictate that Sakura, the perpetrator, be killed as well. And that's not all. If we fail to save Sakura and she becomes a Holy Grail anyway, then all the brakes will be off. There will be 10 times as many deaths. Just like that day, when innocent people died, one after another, without knowing why. I swallow the bile rising in my throat. My eyes feel bloodshot, like I could cry blood at any moment. I take thousands of swords and cut those feelings down. Yeah, but that won't make up for anything either. I still swore to protect Sakura.
そうか。エミやキリツグの後は継がないというわけか。
I see. So we will not follow in Kiritsuku's Emiya's footsteps. His voice is calm. The priest looks at me with a bored, even disappointed expression. My old man's footsteps?
そうだ。お前の父親は人間を愛していた。
Yes, your father loved humans.
より高く、より遠く、より広く、際限なく限界を切り開く人間を愛し、そのために自身を絶対の悪とした。
His love for humanity was higher, further, and broader than any other. That is why he turned himself into an absolute evil.
あの男ならば、やはり的尾桜を殺していただろう。奴は正義とやらのために人間らしい感情を切り捨てた男だからな。
I believe that he would have killed Sakura Mato. He was the sort of man who cast off any human emotion for the sake of his idea of justice. And you're different? You would sacrifice the happiness of one person for justice? For the happiness of many?
いや、お前たちが幸福と呼ぶものでは、私に喜びを与えなかった。
No. The thing which you call happiness has never given me any joy. It doesn't answer the question. No, actually, the musing priest isn't even looking at me.
そう、違ったな。
Yes, we were different.
奴は初めからあったものを切り捨て、私には初めから切り捨てられるものがなかった。
He abandoned which he had from the beginning. Why I never had anything to abandon.
結果は同じながら、その過程があまりにも違ったのだ。
The outcome may have been the same, but the process could not have been more different.
奴の存在はあまりにも不愉快だった。奴の苦悩は明らかに不快だった。
I found his existence extremely unpleasant. The suffering clearly made him unhappy.
そこまでして切り捨てるというのなら、初めから持たねばよい。だというのに奴は苦悩を持ち、切り捨てた後でさえ拾い上げた。それが 人間の正しい営みだというように。
If he was going to abandon everything, then he never should have had it to begin with. Yet he suffered and abandoned things, only to pick them up again, even though it was the right human thing to do.
その違いこそが決定的だった。そう。初めから持ち得ないのなら、なぜ私はこの世に生を受けたのか。
It was a critical difference between us. Yes, if I was never to have such things, then why was I given life in this world? The priest's musings aren't directed at anyone. But I can feel the anger in his words. It's a show of genuine emotion that I didn't think he was capable of.
それを思えば、お前に切り継ぐの後など告げるはずもなかった。奴は切り捨てることで実行したが、お前は両立することしか実行できない。
Come to think of it, you were never capable of carrying on his legacy. He was able to abandon that which was precious to him. But you can only hold on to both.
お前は私と似ている。
You and I are similar.
お前は一度死に、蘇生するときに故障した。後天的ではあるが、私と同じ生まれついての欠陥品だ。
From the moment you died and were revived, you have been broken. Even if it was an acquired trait, we are both innately flawed people. Broken? You mean something's wrong with me?
気づいていないだけだ。
You simply haven't yet realized it.
お前には自分という概念がない。だがそのお前がまさか一つの命にこだわるとはな。いや、それとも。
You have no concept of self. That is why you obsess over a single life, or perhaps... It's not that I obsess over many lives, but that I care about all lives as much as I care about one. Yeah, here Kotomino thinks out loud, sounding somewhat envious.
まあいい。その上で的を桜だけを救うのなら止めはしない。背負いたいだけ在庫を背負うがいい。
No matter, I will not stop you from saving Sakura, Mato. Go ahead and shoulder your own sins.
最後に忠告をしよ
This is my final warning.
う。どのような形であれ的を桜を救いたいのであらば、的を造剣を殺すことだ。奴は的を桜の精神が消え去った後、空になった肉体に乗り移る。そうなっては、的を桜を取り戻すこともできなくなる。
If you wish to save Sakura Mato in any form, you must kill Zoken Mato. He plans to take over her empty body once her mind is gone. If that happens, it will be impossible to bring her back. Zoken wants to take over Sakura's body?
そうだ。あれの本体は人体に寄生する虫だからな。魂の容器にあたる脳虫がどこに潜んでいるかは知れんが、それが生きている限り、人体の乗っ取りは安い。
Yes, he is an insect which parasitizes humans' bodies. I do not know which insects contains his mind and soul, but it's easy for him to transfer himself to a new body as long as it's intact.
魔頭造剣はある意味不老不死だ。魂を世に留めている手のひらほどの虫を探し出すか、魂そのものを浄化させなければ完全には滅ぼせん。
He is immortal in a way. He will never completely disappear unless you find the main body, which anchors his soul, or cleanse his soul itself. Hey, that's one less thing to worry about, actually. It means I have to kill him no matter what.
なるほど。確かにわかりやすいな。
It's quite simple, yes.
魔頭造剣を倒し、魔頭桜を勝者にする。 その後に現れる聖杯を制御し、的藤さくらの身体を洗浄する。方針としてはそんなところか。
Your next steps are to defeat Zoken Mato and make Sakura Mato the victor. Then, control the Holy Grail once it appears and use it to cleanse Sakura Mato's body. I nod reluctantly. Otamine is right. It's good to keep things simple.
これは試験だがな。的藤さくらの精神は存外に強く、聖杯の呪いに適合しすぎている。
This is only my personal opinion. Sakura Mato's body is stronger and more suitable to the Holy Grail's curse than expected.
輪が陽性だとしたら、あれは陰性なのだろう。的藤造剣に落ち度があったとしたらそこだ。あの黒い影は、造剣の予想を超えて的藤さくらを成長させてしまった。あれがお前に手を出してきたのはそのためだ。
She is the yin to Rin's yang. If Zokenmato made an oversight, it would be this. The shadow spurred Sakura Mato's growth further than Zoken anticipated. That is why he took action against you.
的藤さくらを守るがいい。
Protect Sakura Mato.
羽化に耐えられるのであれば、母体とて死には進まい。
If she can endure the shadow's growth, then she may not die as a womb. And not without saying anything else. Kotamine's goal is Sakura's transformation. But that's still a lot better than anything Zoken has planned. Just saying. But this isn't your fight. I'm not going to let that shady thing grow.
その息だ。決して造剣にだけは手渡すな。
That's the spirit. Do not, by any means, let her fall into Zoken hands. I snort and head for the door. I'm done with this place. I need to go back to Sakura soon. Huh? When I get back to the house, the first thing I feel is a terrible chill. Nothing seems particularly out of place, nor do I sense any danger. I just have a vaguely cold sense of foreboding. The living room is empty. Ilya is sleeping in the tatami room. Tosaka is getting ready for the projection in her guest room. As for Sakura... Sakura, I'm coming in. I announce myself and reach for the doorknob. The chill runs down my back again. Something feels wrong, something's missing, but I shake off the hunch and open the door. Sakura... Huh? Catch a sight of Ryder for an instant, before she vanishes like a ghost. Behind her, the bed that Sakura is supposed to be sleeping in is unoccupied. The light turns on. What? I blink at the sudden illumination.
おかえりなさい。どこに行ってたかは聞かないけど、ずいぶんと遅かったわね。
Welcome back. I won't ask where you have been, but you sure took a while. Tosaka, what's going on?
見ればわかるでしょ。さくらは一人で外に出て行って、私はさっきまでライダーに睨まれていたのよ。
I'm sure you can tell. Sakura's left her house on her own, and I've been stuck here in a staring match with Ryder.
彼女、あなたには手を出さないよう命じられているんでしょうね。シローが入ってきた途端、霊体化して外に逃げていったわ。
She probably got no toll to lay a hand on you. Second you came in, she went into spirit form and ran outside. What? Tosaka's voice is calm. No, it isn't. This isn't the voice of someone composed. The cold, flat tone sounds like she's given up. Tosaka, You said Sakura went outside.
本当よ。あなたが出ていく前からいなかったようだから、もう2時間は経つわ。
She really did. It looks like she's left before you did. So it's already been 2 hours.
あんな体で何をする気かは知らないけど、私たちの言いつけは聞けないってことでしょうね。探しに行こうとした私をライダーで止めるぐらいなんだから、後ろめたいことでもあるんでしょう。
I don't know what she thinks she's going to do in her state, but she probably won't listen to us now. Ryder stopped me when I was about to go look for her, so I bet she feels ashamed of what she's doing. That's crazy talk. Sakura wouldn't keep secrets from... I can't say for sure, but it's true, isn't true. Sakura's nightmares. I could never understand how Sakura feels about her steadily deteriorating health. Anyway, we need to bring her back. If you let her go out alone in her condition...
犠牲者が出るかもね。学校で私を襲った時みたいに、目についた人から魔力を奪いかねないわ。
More people will die. He'll suck up the magic energy from anyone around her. Just like when she attacked me at school.
だってほら、昨夜あの影に襲われた人がいなかったでしょ。きっと空腹なのよ、あの子。
Plus, remember how the shadow didn't leave a single victim behind last night? She must have been really hungry. Tosaka. She looks slightly away and goes quiet. Her eyes seem to say, "It's over, Shiro." Tosaka, you...
桜を探すのはいい。私も賛成よ。
I agree, but we should look for Sakura.
けど、見つけ出したあの子の姿を見たとき、桜がもう桜じゃなかったら、やるべきことは分かってるわね。
But if we find her and she isn't Sakura anymore, you know what we have to do. It won't happen. Sakura still...
正気？もう限界だってわからないの？いい加減諦めなさい、シロ。これ以上桜をかばったら、まず真っ先にあなたが
Sane? You can't you tell she's at her limit? Give the rest already, Shiro. If you keep covering for her, you'll be the one to die first. Save the speculation. I'm going to bring her home. That's all that's all. I argue with you after that's done. So, shut up for now.
待ちなさい、シロ。
Hey, wait, Shiro. I run down the hall. I don't even have time to wonder where Sakura
も
is.
ういいでしょ、シロ。
It's over, Shiro. I run with all my might, as if to deny what Tosaka was saying.
シロ、桜を探しに行くの？
Shiro, are you going to look for Sakura? But then, I hear an unexpected voice just as I reach for the door. When did he show up? Ilya is watching me from afar, as if there's a wall between us. Ilya,
答えて、シロ。桜を探しに行くの？
answer me. Are you going to look for her? I nod. Ilya's voice is strained. Her resignation is different than Tosaka's. Maybe she can feel exactly what Sakura's going through. As a fellow Holy Grail.
そう。けど、シロ、桜が一人で外に出たのは、シロに見られたくなかったからだよ。桜はシロを守るために、怖いけど、死にたくないけど、聖杯である自分自身に決着をつけに行ったの。
Hey, but Shiro, Sakura's left on her own because she didn't want you to see her. She did it to protect you. She's scared and she doesn't want to die. But she wants to settle things on her own, as a Holy Grail.
シロが好きだった桜はもういないわ。桜は自分を消すために、一人でここから出て行ったんだから。
The Sakura you love is gone. She went out alone to erase herself. Ilya's eyes bore straight into mine. I return the gaze and shake my hand firmly. I won't let it happen. Even if Sakura isn't herself anymore, there's only one thing for me to do.
そう。けどシロ、私もさくらも自分の中にもう一つの自分を持っている。それはきっとシロが知っている私じゃないし、シロが思ってるさくらとは違うんだよ。
See, Chiro. Sakura and I each have another self inside of us. It's a version of me that you don't know, and a version of Sakura that isn't what you think.
さくらは戻らない。変わってしまったさくらはもう別人に過ぎない。
Sakura won't come back. Now that she's changed, she's a different person.
それでもさくらを殺すのは嫌なの。シロ。
Are you still afraid to kill her, Shiro? Ria asks me a question, very quietly. The Holy Grail is something people created. She's telling me that it was made to be broken, so I shouldn't hesitate to destroy it. When Ria talks about herself like that, all I can hear is Sakura's name instead.
シロ、もう一度だけ聞くわ。
Shiro, I'll ask you one more time.
それでもあなたはさくらを探しに行くの？
Are you still going to look for Sakura? I don't know what feelings are behind that question, so I answer as honestly as I can. Yeah, I'm going to find her. Sakura is still Sakura to me. It goes for you too, Elia. You're still you, even if you turn into something I don't understand. No matter how this ends. If you're still somewhere in there. When you're the Ilya, I know. To be honest, it's hard for me to understand, but that's how I feel. I reach for the door.
造形のところよ。さくらが行くとしたらそこ以外ありえないわ。
She went to find Zoken. That's the only place she would go. Her voice guides me from behind. Alright, wait here at home, Ilya. I'll bring Sakura back. I leave the house entrance. Ilya keeps watching me go from afar. I arrive at the Mato mansion. I'm not winded at all. I should be tired after running this morning, but my body feels completely fine. It's open. My fingers stop before ringing the doorbell. Someone enter or leave? The front door lies partly ajar, and the inside is terribly quiet. There's no sign of anyone here. The house is even more dreary than it was yesterday. Dreary. I don't find anyone on the first floor. The only sound I hear is my echoing footsteps. I make my way upstairs, the floorboards creaking beneath me. The second floor is also empty. I gaze up at the sky through the skylight. I could sense that there was no one living here as soon as I went up the stairs. I stop myself before I go back downstairs. No one living. A sense of dread directs my attention to an open door. It's Sakura's room. I've seen it once before. I've never been inside. When Shinji showed me around before, Sakura pushed us outside, blushing furiously. I think that was 2 years ago. Nothing's changed. It's a girly room, barely decorated at all, which is like Sakura. Yeah. Shinji. Shinji's dead body is sprawled on the bed. So it's about to happen. Interlude.
ずいぶん遅いお帰りじゃないか。え
You sure took your sweet time coming home, huh? The mask falls off a man who was her brother. The sticky plastic smile is gone without a trace.
この裏切り者、マトウの面汚しが。
You traitor! You disgrace to the Matos! He screams at her as he closes in. The man glowers viciously at the girl, closing in with sluggish yet threatening steps. The girl twitches in fright. She realizes that he is approaching her with hatred and bloodlust.
そうだよな。お前はそうでなくっちゃ。
That's right. That's how you should be.
そうだ。どんなに普通の人間を装っても変わらない。
Doesn't matter how hard you try to act like a normal person.
お前はマトウの女だ。卑しい魔術師崩れ。恐れ、怯え、やがて感情をなくし、人形と変わらなくなる。
You're a Mato woman, a lowly, cowardly has-been of a mage. No different from an emotionless doll. He roughly moves in. No, stop! She retreats. A long-lost feeling of superiority brings a smile to the man's face. And that's why he fails to realize that the girl cowering in front of him isn't obedient like she's always been. The man is the only one who doesn't see that she's twisting away from him out of sheer revulsion and defiance.
なんだ、今日はずいぶん元気じゃないか。そうかそうかそうか、そりゃあいい。
Hey, you're pretty feisty today. I see. It's great.
エミヤも今頃落ち込んでるだろうな。
Emiya must be in the dumps right now.
やめて。近寄らないで。イーサン。
Oh, stop it. Stay away from me. The girl does everything she can to push the threatening man away.
は？
Huh? He stops. His extended hands slightly dips, and he stares down at the girl as if encountering something alien.
なんて言った？今お前なんて言った？
Did you say? Hey, what did you just say to me? His voice is shocked. The girl gulps and works up the courage to look him in the eyes.
近寄らないでと言ったんです。私はこれ以上兄さんの言いなりにはならない。
I said to stay away from me. I'm not going to do what you say anymore.
先輩はこんな私でも受け入れてくれた。私を守るって言ってくれた。私は兄さんのおもちゃじゃない。私はもう。
Senpai accepted me. He said he'll protect me. I'm not your plaything. I'm... The girl desperately tries to squirm out of under the man's oppressive shadow. The hell? His voice is hollow. He stares down at the covering girl.
ふざけんな。ふざけるな。ふざけるな。ふざけるな。この。
What the hell? What the hell? Don't give me that shit! His temper explodes.
エミヤだと？僕の言いなりにはならない？
Because of Emiya? You won't do what I say?
勘違いするな。何様のつもりだお前。決めるのはいつでも兄である僕だ。お前は今まで通りただ黙って従えばいいんだよ。
Who do you think you are? I'm your big brother, and I make the rules here. You just need to shut up and do what you're told to, like always. dam on his anger is broken, and there's no stopping it. His mind can't take the shock of being defied by someone who's never turned on him before.
訂正しろよさくら。お前は僕のものだ。他の誰のものでもない。身の程をわきまえろ。お前はマトウの女だ。ならお前には僕に逆らう権利なんてこれっぽっちもないんだよ。
Take that back, Sakura. You're mine, and no one else's. Know your place. You're a martyr woman. You don't have the right to say anything to me. He doesn't know how to stop his anger. The girl glares at him repulsively, with determination in her eyes. He finds her gaze maddening. He doesn't like being stared at so directly. At the same time, he laughs at her powerless resistance. He laughs. He laughs. The brother cackles in delight. That's when she realizes deep down what he's thinking. No matter what. He seems determined to ruin my life, just to ridicule me. Why? She whispers. Why is he always like this? She puts up with so much for so long. She's lied to other people and even herself, trying to convince herself that she could still be happy someday. She thought that she was happy just being at Senpai's house. And yet, why can't he ever let her have that? Even let her have that. No, he isn't the only one. She's always thought, always resented. Why? Why? Why does the world around me hate me this much? She can't put any strength into her limbs. She doesn't feel like resting. And the man who calls himself her brother, he is down at her. The girl absently stares up at the man, making a smug, sinister expression.
こんな人いなければいいのに。
I wish people like this didn't exist. 11 years. She thinks something she has never thought before in all that time. Something whips through the air. The man who has been bearing down on her limbs over. There's a shower of fresh blood. The girl rises and looks wordlessly at the man. He died instantly. Something incredibly sharp hit him in the head. There's some kind of line leading into the cranium. Marked by a flowing red liquid, the line reached his brain, but it's so thin that nothing leaks from the wound. She feels nothing as she looks down at him. The shadow that killed her brother is swaying. It's swaying as the grey sunlight illuminates it. It's hers. Her own sunlit shadow smoothly rises, quivering and swaying. That's why she's the one who did it. She killed her own brother. She understands this, but she feels nothing. She feels nothing. 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 Not hatred, nor fear, nor guilt, nor regret. The only thought in her empty mind is how easy it was. This feels familiar. It isn't the first time. She dreamt about this plenty of times. Maybe she learned by example because she saw in her dreams. In her dreams. She's not sure. But she should have done it this sooner. If it wasn't going to feel like anything, then she should have done this a lot sooner. That's right, she thinks. The supposedly absent emotions whisper that it was fun. It was fun. It was fun. It was fun? No. It is fun. But it was fun? When? Where? What? Dream. In a dream? Oh, right. I'm not dreaming. Yeah, that dream. It isn't a dream. A person that goes out every night and kills all the men who approach her is none other than herself. She killed a lot of them. So many. I did it. I killed them all while laughing. It's hilarious. If she doesn't laugh, she'll break. She can't take this unless she laughs. But the more she laughs, the more she falls apart and her tears won't stop. And nothing starts to matter anymore. It's so funny that it makes her stomach hurt. The more she laughs, the stupider she gets. But it feels so good. And it comes out so easily. How silly, how absurd, how foolish she is. Her smile twitches. Sweet, twinkling chuckles escape her lips in place of her now motionless brother. And then, after playing with her brother's body for a while, moving it around like a child playing house, she finally gets up from her bed. She stands in front of the mirror, looking at her blood-stained figure. The shadow that killed so many is standing behind her. Her shadow. Her dark self that's eaten dozens of people. She tries so hard to control herself so that this wouldn't happen. Someone stayed by her side so that this wouldn't happen. She laughs scornfully. There had never been any point to it from the beginning.
なんだ少しずつおかしくなってたんじゃないんだ
Oh, looks like I've been slowly going crazy all along. She twirls in front of a mirror. A proud smile adorns her lips.
見てください先輩私最初から壊れてたんです
Look, senpai, I've always been broken. She says in the same tone one might use to ask for a dance. The girl's mind ended there. It was replaced, to be precise. The subconscious which she had always kept a lid on simply emerged. There's someone else she's speaking to as well. Behind the girl. In the deep darkness, he reveals only his presence.
多くの人間を殺したな、桜。
You've killed so many people, Sakura. Girl doesn't answer. She doesn't even need to not.
お前はもはや人として生きられん。
You can no longer live as a human. She doesn't answer. That isn't worth responding to either.
さあ、その影を受け入れるがいい。お前を止められる者はおらん。アインツベルンの娘を奪い聖杯を手に入れよう。 もはやお前にそれ以外の生きる術はない。
Now, accept your shadow. Nobody can stop you now. Seize the Einsburn girl and acquire the Holy Grail. You have no other way to survive.
はい。仰せのままに、おじいさま。
Yes, as you say, grandfather. She nods quietly. Does she anticipate the work to come, or does she merely want to flee from him? She doesn't know her own heart anymore. All she knows is that at the moment she accepted her shadow, all the pain she'd ever felt vanished like a dream. It creeps up her body, starting with her feet, where black mud coats her skin. The pain becomes fire and it burns her skin. Like a curse, her pale skin turns into something else.
これなら
Yes, with this, she won't lose to anyone ever again. No one can stop her. She knows for a fact she is the strongest fighter in this war. She'll defeat everyone who threatens her, just as she always imagined. She trembles. Thought alone fills her with unexpected joy. In the midst of her rapture, one name repeatedly comes to mind. In Tausaka, a family member she loves and respects the most. Interlude out. Shinji. Shinji's corpse is on the bed. That's all. What happened here? It shouldn't be possible to glean what happened, but... Sakura. I know she killed him. I can't think straight. Shinji's body. Sakura's whereabouts. It hasn't even been half a day since I held Sakura last night, so how? Hi.
おや、誰かと思えばエミヤの小せがれか。
Oh, if it isn't the Emiya boy.
よく来たと言いたいところだが、少しばかり遅かったようじゃな。
I'd say you did well coming here, but you're a tad late. I whirl around at the sudden voice. Nobody's behind me. I know that there isn't anyone in this mansion. This is just Zoken's voice transmitted from somewhere else. Zoken, what did you do to Sakura?
何もしておらぬ。見ての通り、不肖の孫が妹から返り討ちにあっただけよ。別段騒ぎ立てるほどのことでもない。
Nothing at all, as you can see. She turned the tables on my incompetent grandson. It's hardly anything to make a fuss about.
だが、不肖の孫と呼ぶのもこれ限りじゃな。
Although, perhaps I shouldn't call him incompetent anymore.
使えの男であったが、最後にはきっちりと役目を果たしてくれた。
He was useless, but he did serve his purpose in the end. He chuckles. I can't see the old mage, but it's clear that he's enjoying this. Shinji's purpose?
おうよ。桜をその気にさせるのはわしではできん。わしはちとあれに嫌われすぎてしまったからな。お主か信じどちらかにあれの席を壊してもらわねばならなかった。
Oh yes, I could not have driven Sakura to such lengths. She despised me as a bit too much for that. I needed you, or Shinji, to break the seal on that dam.
桜が自らの影を受け入れるにはこの世に絶望してもらわねばならなかったからの。
Sakura could only accept her shadow once she's lost all faith in the world. What?
いやはやこれはわしの過ちじゃ。あれの精神力を甘く見ておった。簡単に決壊すると思ったが、あれは決して自分から崩れはしない。
It was my mistake, I admit. I underestimated her willpower.
よもやあれがあそこまで我慢強く育つとは思わなんだ。
I never expected her to grow to such a patient girl. What? My nerves condense. Before I can even comprehend his rambling, my right hand boils into a fist, and I instantly open my magic circuit.
いや、よくを言えば、お主の手で桜を裏切って欲しかったのだぞ。それならば、あのように半端な覚醒ではとどまらず、心身ともに影そのものに変わり果てたであろう。
I would have most preferred it to be the betrayal, if the betrayal had come from you. Though, then she wouldn't have awakened only halfway, and would have fully become the shadow in both body and mind.
だがまあ、それも時間の問題よな。
Still, it's only a matter of time.
シンジの死をもってあれはようやく自分の立場を受け入れた。あとは見ているだけでよい。あれは本能の赴くままに人を襲い、その暴食ゆえに自滅する。
With Shinji's death, she has finally accepted her position. All I need to do now is watch. She will follow her instincts and attack people and destroy herself with her gluttony.
わしの仕事はその後ということ。
My task comes after. I punch him. I punch a voice in the darkness where there should only be a wall, with all my might. My punch, unconsciously powered by all the magical energy I could ram into it, blasts through the wall, sweeping away the darkness, draining the room.
これは怖い。監視役にと残した虫どもが軒並み潰れおったわ。これではすぐに声すら届かなくなるな。
Oh, how fearsome. You've crushed all the bugs I left there to monitor the room. Soon my voice won't be able to reach you. Shut up and show yourself, Zoken. I'll rip you apart.
いやいや、残念だがそういうわけにもいかん。マキリ500年の祝願にようやく手が届いたのだ。
Unfortunately, I can't do that. I'm on the cusp of achieving the Mercury's 500-year-old dream.
ここでお主に殺されるわけにもいかんし、お主を仕留めるほど恩知らずでもないのでな。
I can't afford to let you kill me, nor am I ungrateful enough to kill you. Ungrateful? Bullshit. When have I ever helped you?
二とも、お主はあそこまで桜を育ててくれたではないか。あの娘に他者を欲するという感情を教え込んだのは他ならぬお主よ。
But you have. You've raised her splendidly. You taught her how it feels to want someone else.
そう、わしは感謝しておるよ、エミヤシロ。こたびの儀はお主がいてこその成功だった。
I thank you, Shiro Emiya. The ritual will finally succeed, thanks to you.
故に殺しはせん。お主には見事成長したあれの姿を見てもらわねばならんからの。
Thus, I will not kill you. I want to see the fruits of your labor. Zoken.
もはや誰にも止められん。兄を殺したあれは立ち止まることなどできん。
No one can stop her now. Now that she's killed her brother, she cannot stop.
アインツベルンの聖杯。あの小娘が取り込んだアーチャーの魂を取り込み、門に至る鍵を奪う。
Einsburn girl. Once she absorbs that little girl and the archer she took, Sakura will unlock the gate.
させれば罪だ。我がマキリの悲願、第三法の再現がついに果たされるのみよ。
And it will be checkmate. The Mercuries will finally achieve our long cherished dream and recreate the third magic. His love is grating. I rush home. I can't forgive Zouken. He should rush home. Don't even know where Zouken is. So I'm going to rush home. Wait. They're going to take the Einsman Grail? I run. I don't care about Zouken's cackling. He's just watching me from a safe location anyway. Oh, never mind that old bass is rambling.
そうだ、急がよいエミヤシロ。
Very Shiro Emiya.
すでに桜は国家しておる。イリアスフィールを捕らえれば容赦なく飲み下すぞ。
Sakura has already been darkened. If she catches Iliasville, she will devour her without mercy. I run as fast as I can. I do not care if my legs give out. Be safe, Ilia. It takes 20 minutes to go home from the mansion at full sprint. I run back to Ilia as fast as I can, glaring up at the overcast sky. So, this has been basically the end of the second movie, and we are heading now into the third one with another interlude. The girl looks up at the sky. The grey sunlit clouds her hair, and her red eyes are steeped in shadow.
そうね。シロが帰ってきたら言わなくっちゃ。
Yeah, I'd better tell Shiro once he comes home. Iliasville talks out loud, not to no one in particular. The Emi house is quiet. Shiro and Rin both went looking for Sakura. Ryder doesn't show herself as usual, so Ilia is all by herself.
天の杯、200年前に作られた一番初めの約束の土地。この感じじゃもう軌道が始まってる。
The cup of heaven, erected in a cave on this very first promised land. 200 years ago, I can feel it activating already. This is the fifth Holy Grail War to take place in the town for Yuki. The Holy Grail descends on a different location each time, but this time it's returned to where it began. It's only natural. They use the 4 gates in this land, and each time it fails they picked up a new one. First was Ryodo Temple. The second was the Tosaka house. The third was the church on the hill. Fourth was a burned field. And this time it will return to the land it first appeared in. To the land where it all started. To the false utopia where we first enacted with the ritual called the Holy Grail War.
精霊の魂で満ち足りた聖杯。
The Holy Grail is filled with the souls of heroic spirits.
それをもって門を開くのが彼らが目指した奇跡だけど、まさか開けてもいないのに中に住んでしまうものが出るなんて。
The miracle they sought was to use these to open the gate. I never thought there would be something living inside, even when it's open. She finds it rather comical. The things as they are, the Einsman's wish will be naught for naught. They failed. Whatever happens next, whatever will soon be born, will be a catastrophe, far removed from what they desired.
放っておけばいい。私の役目は開けることだもの。閉じろなんてこと、誰も私に言わなかった。
I should leave it alone. My job is only to open the way. No one told me to close it. If she was willing to try, it's too late now. Sakura now surpasses her as a Holy Grail. The Iceburn Grail cannot interfere with the gate that the Mercury Grail has opened. Zoken and Mato meant to open the same thing, but he opened something different. Only Ilya understands this along, with the other girl turned into a Holy Grail, Sakura.
間に合うかな、シロ。シロが間に合うなら一緒にどこか遠くに逃げてもいいけど。
I wonder if Shiro will make it back in time. If he does, he could run someplace far away. She peeps, peers up at the sky, absently. The girl has been having doubts. She's having trouble choosing between her duty and the newfound desire in her.
でもね、シロ。どっちにしたって死んじゃうことに変わりはないんだよ。
But Shiro, no matter what you do, I'm still going to die. The outcome won't change. Only death awaits her. Whether she faces the gate as a Holy Grail or runs away. That's why she keeps asking herself what she really wants as she looks up at the grey expanse. And that's why she doesn't notice. A shadow creeps through the entrance to the house, saying, "I'm home." Did it infiltrate the bounded field around the home, or did the barrier fail to identify her as an intruder? Slowly, she moves from the living room to the backyard without making a sound and reaches for the girl's shoulder.
ずいぶん遅いお帰りね、さくら。今までどこに行ってたの？
That was a long walk, Sakura. Where did you go?
姉さん。
That's not how I expected her to look. They did quite change a lot in the movies, did they? Was it coming later? I don't know. Intruder, Sakura Mato freezes. She looks away from Ilya, who is right in front of her, and at Rin Tosaka waiting in the yard.
イリアから離れなさい。それ以上近づいたら容赦なく撃ち抜くわ。
Get away from Ilya. I will shoot you where you stand if you get any closer to her. Everyone here knows that it isn't an idle threat.
無駄なことなのに。あ、それでリンの気が済むならいいけど。
It won't work, Ren. But if it feels make you feel better, then go ahead. Ilya's view walks out, not looking surprised in the least. She goes to the edge of the yard, as if to spectate the face-off between Sakura and Ren.
そう。初めからここで待っていたんですね、姉さん。私がイリアちゃんを誘いに来ると読んでたんだ。
Yeah, you must have been waiting here for me this whole time, Ne-san. You predicted that I'd come to invite Ilya.
まあね。私にはシロと違ってあんたを助ける理由がないもの。いよいよとなったらイリアをさらいに来るのは明白でしょ。そうでなくても一度前科があるんだから、イリアを見張るのは当然よ。
Pretty much. Unlike Shiro, I don't have any reason to save you. It was obvious that you'd come here to take Ilya once things started rolling. Even if you didn't if you had plenty of even if you didn't, you had plenty of reasons to be cautious of her. The way she says Shiro makes Sakura twitch. She doesn't like it. Open loathing on her face would be utterly alien to anyone who knew her before.
ひどいな。姉さんはいつもそう。そうやって決めつけて私をバカにするんです。自分は綺麗だからって汚れた私を見下している。
You're terrible, Ne-san. You're always like that, deciding everything on your own and making me a fool out of me. You look down on me for being dirty because you're so clean.
本当に嫌な人。ねえ姉さん、私そんなに悪い子ですか？
I hate people like you. Hey, son, am I that bad of a girl? The voice contains no emotion. Rin takes the question in stride.
当たり前じゃない。この家を出た時点で救いきれない大バカよ。あんたは麻藤さくらを守りたがってたやつを最後まで信じてやらなかったんだから。
Obviously, you're a huge moron beyond saving the moment you left this house. Because you never put any faith in the one guy who wanted to protect Sakura Mato. She snaps back at Sakura. Sakura drops her gaze. The truth of her remarks seemed to make her genuinely realize her error.
私は
But
それが最良だと思ったなんて言わないで。私たちは外に出るなって言ったのよ。それに異論があったならまず相談しろっていうのよ。
Don't tell me you thought it was for the best. We told you not to go outside. If you didn't agree, you should have talked to us first.
なのにあんたは黙って出て行った。一人きりで今までと全く同じ失敗を繰り返した。
But you just left without telling anyone. All by yourself. You kept making the same mistakes.
本当に呆れたわ。そんなことも守れないから他人にいいようにつけ込まれるのよ、あんたは。
I'm amazed, honestly. People take advantage of you because you can't even do that part right.
そうですね。確かに今まではそうでした。
Yeah, you're right. That's how it's always been.
けど姉さん、私もう弱くなんてありません。これからは姉さんが家にこもっていてください。先輩は私が守りますから。
But, Nesan, I'm not weak anymore. Please, go hide in your house. I protect Senpai now. An ominous shadow spills out in concert with her icy gaze. Expecting this, Rin takes a slight step back. She doesn't realize that her moment of weakness is the last push Sakura needs.
どうしたんですか姉さん。そんな風に背中を丸めてるとまるで私に怯えているように見えますよ。
What's wrong, Nesan? The way you're backing up almost makes you look like you're scared of me. Rin clicks her tongue, realizing her mistake, but it's too late. No. She was never ready to begin with. From the moment Sakura reached for Ilya, it was already over.
そう、もう部屋でおとなしくしている気はないってこと？
Okay, so you're not going back to your room?
ええ、姉さんの言うことなんてもう聞きません。
Yes, I won't do what you say anymore.
だって私の方が強いもの。
Because I'm stronger than you. Shadows sleep. Innumerable jet black streams rush out from Sakura's feet and cover the yard. And from within that thick, inky black,
さくら、あんた。
a knight wielding a dark tainted sword emerges.
セイバー、聖杯を捕まえて。抵抗するようなら多少の乱暴は構わないから。
Saber, capture the Holy Grail. I do not mind if you get rough with it if it resists. Darksaber obeys without a word. There's no longer any doubt. It's clear what the shadow is now. And the fate of any servant it devours is in plain sight before them. Rin bites her lip. But then... something shadowy, far surpassing Rin magical energy, lashes out at her in a merciless lethal shot. She hits the ground rolling. The shadow that was shot out is on the same level as the black shadow. If she touches it, she is finished. Even the slightest grace will cause it to stick to Rin's skin and engulf her in the blink of an eye. And once that happens, she's swallowed by the shadow that not even servants can escape from. Then Rin, a bundle of magic circuits, would be absorbed entirely without being able to resist at all. I'm a Dihu. The tentacles shoot out at her in rapid succession. Rin realizes that it isn't coming from the shadow, but from Sakura's own magecraft. The Mato magecraft specializes in binding others. But originally, Sakura was a Tosaka, a shadow wielder aligned with imaginary numbers. She can manifest the shadow to this extent because of her two alignments. They catch up to Rin easily. The difference in their magic energy is overwhelming. Right now, Sakura's magic energy is limitless. Her capacity is 100 million units. From a perspective of Rin's 300 units, Sakura is a monster with a bottomless reserve. She controls Saber, who boasts the highest magical energy among the servants, and can freely use that shadow. It isn't clear if even a servant could overcome this extraordinary mage.
魔術自体は単純だけど、とにかく量が違いすぎる。
The spells are simple, but the quality is just overwhelming. Rin watches the transformed Sakura, her shoulders heaving in extortion. She has no chance of victory and no way out. It would be different story if she had a power source on par with Sakura, the Holy Grail itself, but she doesn't.
と言っても、魔力の供給源としちゃ、この世界で聖杯と同レベルのものなんてないんだけど。
In the terms of being a power source, there isn't anything in the world on the same level as the Holy Grail anyway. She sighs and drowns her in anxiety with grumbling.
ダメですよ、姉さん。そんなところで立ち止まったら危ないじゃないですか。
Oh no, Nesan, it's dangerous to stop there. Sakura doesn't hesitate to aim her palm at Rin. She has no mercy. Her lips curl into an arrogant sneer.
さあ、もっと遊びましょう、姉さん。
Now, let's play some more, Nesan.
最後には捕まってしまうでしょうけど、それまで可愛く逃げてくださいね。
I catch you in the end, but try to be adorable and run around, okay? She smiles at her beloved sister. Rin knows this will end the way Sakura says. There's no escaping the shadow. If Sakura felt like it, she could engulf the entire lot, not just the yard. Rin's completely helpless against Sakura, who expands the shadow little by little. The shadow wraps around Rin. Gel-like mud binds her body, squeezes her tight, and infiltrates her magic circuits like a blood-borne parasite.
なんだ、そこまでですか。思っていたほど強くないんですね、姉さんは。
Oh, is that all? You weren't as strong as I thought. Sakura gleefully looks down at her captured sister. Her breathing is ragged, and her cheeks are flushed. The sight of her sister smeared with thick oil excites Sakura, even though she's female.
さく
Mud doesn't cover her face, as if to let Sakura enjoy her suffering. You little... Rin glares at Sakura enduring the humiliation. But it only lasts for a few seconds. The mud working its way through her body oozes its way into her organs.
それじゃあいただきますね。これ楽しみだったんです。魔術師から魔力を食べるのは初めてだから。
Be eating, you know. I've been looking forward to this. It's my first time eating magical energy from a mage. A gel-like shadow binds Rin tightly. The meal doesn't even last a few seconds.
おいしい。満腹には程遠いけど、少しは足しになりました、姉さん。
Delicious. Not even close to full, but it was satisfying, Nesan. Rin's remaining magical energy disappears. It's over. Slumped over and struggling to breathe, Rin doesn't have the strength to resist. She has no way to resist, but...
それだけじゃダメだ。ここで殺しておかないと。次は私が。
That would happen. Unless I kill her here next time. She loses to her sister again. She loses to her sister again. She doesn't have anything to base this hunch on. Rin has no way of overcoming this power gap. But somehow, Sakura is sure that the next time they fight, Rin will kill her for sure. So she needs to finish her off here. It would be easy to simply neutralize her by taking her energy. She needs to enter here, because Rin Tosaka would do the same. That's what Sakura tells herself as she spreads her trembling hand.
姉さん、ここで。
Hey son. Here. The shadow doesn't spread. With shaking shoulders, she looks at her weakened sister and... Sakura! The last person she wanted to meet finally catches up to her. Interlude out. Damn it, what's going on? Clearly something's happening in the backyard. So much of a nauseating, spiteful vortex of energy is leaking out that I can't even touch it. You don't need to be a mage to know that something's wrong. What? I thought I was ready, but I'm dumbstruck by what I find. Tosca's covered in a shadow that looks like coal tar. Ilya's watching from the edge of the yard, and Saber's standing in front of her. And in the very middle, Sakura has a hand thrust out at Tosaka. Sakura! I dash into the yard. I can't neglect any of them, but right now, Tosaka's in the most danger. She looks deathly pale beneath the coal tar, and her life will be in danger unless she gets help right away. Tosaka, hey, get a grip, stupid! I lift her up, but she doesn't respond. Hold on. I get this stuff off you. I tear at the mud covering her. But despite being a liquid, the mud behaves like elastic rubber. I can't get a decent handhold on it, and it bounces back as soon as I tear it off. What is this? I can't touch Tosaka, so why can't I? I can't tear off a mud, no matter how hard I try. In the chaos and confusion, I keep trying to pull the mud off Tosaka, and then
無駄ですよ先輩。私の影は私しか解除できない。先輩程度の技量じゃ逆に取り込まれてしまいます。
it's no use, senpai. Only I can dispel my own shadow. With your skill level, it'll only consume you instead. Sakura? Sakura speaks in a cold voice I don't know. Sakura, your face! My scattered mind grinds to a halt. Sakura's neck. Something that looks like a tattoo is spreading over it. It doesn't look like it at all, but it's a command spell. Sakura's body is writhing with command spells I don't understand.
驚いたな。よっぽど急いできたんだ、先輩。
What a surprise! You came so quickly, senpai.
けど、やっぱり慌ててるんですね。兄さんがどうなったのか見てきたのに、私を叱らないんだもの。
She must be panicking. You saw what happened to Nissan, but you aren't scolding me. Not now. We don't have it. We don't need to talk about Shinji right now. It can wait until you calm down. That's right. I need to talk to Sakura now. Zouken said all kinds of stuff, but he was lying. Sakura is still Sakura. So if we can just talk, she got back to...
いいえ。私はそんな話はしたくないし、先輩とも話したくない。喋るのは私だけでいいんです。
No, I don't want to talk about that. And I don't want to talk to you. I'm the only one who needs to speak.
先輩も姉さんも兄さんも町の人たちももう私に口を出すことなんてできないんだから。
You, Nesan, my brother, and all the people in this town can't speak out against me anymore. My hair stands on end. This is worse than any chill. Sharp spike of extreme cold runs from my medulla down to the bottom of my spine, like a knife opening up my back.
それより先輩、なんで姉さんをかばうんですか？
Anyway, senpai, why are you protecting my sister? One instant my vision goes blank. A shadow rises behind Sakura. Chill running down my back crystallizes into ice-cold terror, encasing my entire body. That's Sakura. When people told me that she's the shadow, I was able to bear it. But I can't deny what I just saw. All it took was a touch to melt my left arm. That emotionless killing machine slaughtering people all over town was Sakura. Sakura. Throat feels tight. My eyeballs spasm and the world seems to wrap up and twist around me. Every cell in my body screams in warning, and I desperately try to snap myself out of my frozen terror. But I can't. Sakura's presence is no longer human, no longer Sakura. I haven't been swallowed by this titanic magic energy yet. There's only one reason I can't move. Sakura's boundless bloodlust is directed at me.
そう。いつもそうでした。私を守ってくれるって言ったのに、先輩は私だけを見てくれなかった。
You've always been like that. You said you would protect me, but you never had eyes only for me.
でもいいんです。そういう人だから。私、先輩が欲しかった。
It's alright though. I wanted you because that's the kind of person you are. My vision warps. The mind is crumbling as I hear the words of this Sakura I don't know. It creaks in denial. It protests that this isn't Sakura. Forbidden thoughts bury themselves in my mind.
先輩、私といると苦しいでしょ。
Is it painful to see me here, senpai?
先輩にとって私がどれだけ重荷なのかよくわかっています。
I know how much of a burden I am to you.
先輩は私といる限りずっと苦しみ続けてしまう。
You'll keep suffering as long as I am here.
だから私、先輩の前から消えないといけなかった。
That is why I need to disappear in front of you. Shadows dance. The ground of a backyard reminds me of a shadow puppet stage.
けど、できないんです。私にとって嬉しいことは先輩だけだから。
But can't. You're the only thing that's ever made me happy.
それに先輩だって私からは離れられない。先輩はこれ以上自分を裏切ることができないから。
And you can't stay away from me either. You can't betray yourself any further.
だから殺してあげます。そうすればずっとそばにいてくれるし、何より。
Yes, so I kill you for your own good. That way we can be together forever.
先輩はもう苦しまなくていいでしょう。
And you won't have to suffer anymore. The shadows reach for me. They swell into a wave bent on swallowing both me and Tosaka. In my battered mental state, I shoved Tosaka away. The black waves descends on me. I don't even try to evade it. I was terrified. The mere instant I thought that this Sakura isn't Sakura anymore. The realization stopped me from moving my body. I know this. I've bathed in this darkness before. It'll shatter me. I couldn't withstand it even for 1 second last time. If it covers me while my mind is still blank, my mind will disappear before my body. My body withers. My body temperatures drops to 0 in an instant. It's more suffocating and scary than I expected, so I move my body to try and get out. But I can't jump. There's no ground to push off. I'm going to... come to my senses in the backyard. Purple hair fills my field of view.
ライター、あなた。
Aida, you...
これはあなたの命令です、さくら。何があってもエミやシロウを守れと。
This was your command, Sakura. You told me to protect Shiro Emiya, no matter what. Ryder rescued me from a black wave.
動かないように。その体で立ち上がれば意識が途絶えます。
Try not to move. In that condition you are in, you'll lose consciousness if you stand up. I'm not even thinking about that. My hand and knees, backed off breathing, threatens to knock me out.
私に逆らうのね、ライダー。
Oh, so you're going to oppose me, Ryder.
ならあなたも取り込みます。予定外のものを取ったからこれ以上サーバントはいらないのだけど。
And I'll take you. I'll take you too. I ate something I didn't expect earlier, so I don't need any more servants.
あなたは特別にセーバーと同じにしてあげる。
But I'll do to you what I did to Saber. Shadows rise. Sakura shrouds the entire yard in darkness. She isn't holding back anymore after Ryder's betrayal. The area around us is already covered in black. Ryder makes no sign of running. She just watches the creeping shadow approach, like a criminal awaiting execution.
そこまでよ。余計なことはしない方がいいわ、さくら。
That's enough. You don't need to do all this, Sakura.
あなた、これ以上取り込むと戻れなくなるから。
There's no going back if you swallow anything else. Ilya. Shadow's encroachment pauses.
それはどういう意味ですか？
What do you
イリア
mean?
スフィール。
Ilya's feel.
言葉通りの意味よ。ライダーを取り込んでも、シロを殺しても、リンを再起不能にしても、今のさくらには意味がないってこと。時間の無駄だし、八つ当たりはそのあたりにしておいたら。
Exactly what I said. You can consume Ryder, kill Shiro, and utilize Rin, but it's pointless to you right now. You're just wasting time. So, why don't you stop the temper tantrum already? What is she doing? Ilya is walking towards Sakura.
さくらは私が目的なんでしょ。なら早く済ませましょう。おとなしく一緒に行ってあげるから。あんなの放っておきなさい。
You're here for me, right? Then let's get this over with. I come along peacefully, so leave him alone.
正気ですか？私が欲しいのはあなたの心臓だけ。
You're insane. All I want is your heart.
私と来るということは殺されても構わないということです。
You're saying that you don't mind me killing you?
そんなの分かってるわ。けど、どっちにしたって殺されるんだし、抵抗しても無駄でしょ。とりあえず、今はさくらが一番強いんだし。
I know that, but I'm going to get killed regardless. So it's pointless to resist for now. For now, you're the strongest one here. Ilya is calm. It's vexing. I muster my body and every shred of my afraid mind to try and understand what Ilya is saying, but I can't.
じゃあ、自ら生贄になるというの？イリアスフィール。
So, you're offering yourself up as a sacrifice, Eliasville?
ええ、それが私の役割だもの。
Yeah, it's my job.
けど、清掃はここにはないの。さくらが後継者として門を開きたいなら、私の城まで取りに行かないと。
But my dress isn't here. If you want to open the gate as a successor, you'll need to take me to my castle.
それに、さくらは決着をつけることにしたんでしょ。
And you've settled your scores, haven't you?
なら、シロを殺す必要はないじゃない。
There's no need to kill Shiro.
誰も殺したくないから受け入れたのに、今はもうみんなを殺したくて仕方がないなんて矛盾してるわよ、さくら。
You let that part of you in because you didn't want to kill anyone else. But now you're saying you have to kill them all. You're contradicting yourself, Sakura. The shadows recede. Even the mud covering Tosaka fades away as if it was never there.
いいでしょう。自分で探す手間が省けますから。
Fine. It saves me the trouble of looking for it myself.
どんな思惑かは知らないけど、あなたの口車に乗ってあげます。
Fine. I don't know what you're playing at. I go along with it. Her long hair sways. Sakura turns her back on us, as if she's completely lost interest in me and Ryder. She starts to leave. Sakura! Still on my knees, I call out to her.
もう私の前に来ないでください。
Don't come to me anymore.
先輩を前にしたら私先輩を殺すしかない。
If I see you in front of me, I'll have to kill you, senpai. Sakura grows distant. I can't follow her or call out to her.
さくらの言う通りよ。シローの出番はこれで終わり。
Sakura's right. You're royal and this is done, Shiro.
後の始末は私の役目だもん。さくらは私が連れて行くから、シローはもう休んでいいよ。
It's my duty to take care of the rest. Sakura's going to take me away. So you can rest now. I can't even help Ilya.
じゃあね。今まで楽しかったよ、お兄ちゃん。
Bye. It's been fun, big brother. I hear her bid me a sad farewell. Finally, I unfreeze. Uncontrollable shaking in front of a shadow. And my guilt from thinking Sakura or someone else finally stop. It's infuriating. It was so pathetic that I couldn't even take Sakura's hand. And that's not all. At the very end, I let Ilya make such a face when she's called me her big brother. You dumbass! I run. I chase after them with reckless abandon, pushing through the nausea, the chill, and my soup-like brain. Like brain.
追うな。それ以上進めば殺す。
Oh, do not follow them. Kill you if you go any further. A black armored servant stands in my way. She's been silent this entire time, and now she overwhelms me with her grim presence. Sword pointed at me. Move, Saber. I can't let them leave.
それはこちらのセリフだ。このままあなたに追わせることはできない。それに、仮に私が退いたところで、今のあなたに何ができる？
And I can't let you go. What will you do? I will not allow you to follow them. What could you do anyway, even if I did move?
これは最後の忠告だ。どのような形であろうと、さくらは聖杯を手に入れる。それだけがさくらを解放する手段だ。
This is my last warning. One way or another, Sakura will obtain the Holy Grail. It is the only way to set her free.
その結果が彼女の死であったとしても、それで麻藤さくらは救われる。
She will be saved, even if she dies as a result.
さくらを助けたいのなら手を引け。
If you want to help Sakura, then stand down.
だが、それでも追ってくるというのなら、その時こそ、その首を叩き落とす。
If you still intend to chase her, then I will remove your head. dark saber disappears. Sakura and Ilya are gone. They vanish from sight, as if sinking into a shadow. I run out of a will to move my body. My arms and legs go limp, like a puppet with the strings cut. Damn. I can't stay conscious. It's just my vision is it just my vision that's going dark? The sight of Sakura being swallowed by the shadow is burned into my mind like an incitement. So, it appears to be the end of a day, of a chapter, or whatever you want to call it. I'm going to save, and we are going to look at the next title of the next chapter or next day. And it is called Limited. So I'm going to stop here and end the episode. I'm quite surprised, let's say. I don't know if movie adaptation just thought about that design and well, put it in the movie that they had for the Sakura, or if it's just coming later at a later point in the visual novel, but I can't imagine at what point will she change the look. So anyway, quite a lot of changes from the well, what I mean changes. The movie is quite a bit different. Let's say that. So let's see what happens in the next episode. I think it's 2 more days. Ergo 2 more episodes, depending on how long they are. But yeah, we have not left that much content, and well, we are heading into the end game. So it's been me, Shokimo. I hope you had fun, and I hope I will see you in the next episode. Until then, goodbye.